Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, to get started right away, I want you to do me a quick favor. Physically check the tag on your collar, or maybe the side seam of the sportswear you're wearing right now. Seriously, take a look. If you're wearing something from a major global brand, there's a huge chance it says Made in Bangladesh. Now, to most of us, that's just a tiny piece of fabric we literally never think about. But for global industry analysts, that little tag represents something entirely different.
You see, you probably assume that label just stands for cheap cotton, low-tech labor, and volume-driven fast fashion, right? And hey, for decades, that really was the perceived reality. It was kind of the silent pulse of the fashion world, just churning out millions of identical garments. But the ground reality of what that tag actually means today, it is shifting dramatically right beneath our feet.
Because that ubiquitous little tag is actually the signature of a staggering $45 billion plus economic engine. Yes, billion with a B. This isn't just some niche market. This is a massive industry that dictates the overall health and direction of international retail. And right now, this $45 billion engine is undergoing a massive paradigm shift. It's completely recalibrating how our clothes are made and, maybe more importantly, what standards they're held to.
What we're witnessing here is a fundamental industrial evolution. The old volume-driven models of the past, where the only goal was producing as much as possible for as little as possible, those are being rapidly replaced by a highly sophisticated, value-based system. We're talking about sustainability, high-tech engineering, and social equity becoming the absolute new metrics of success. It's basically replacing the old race to the bottom. But before we jump right into the high-tech future, we really have to acknowledge the foundation here. This industry has secretly been one of the greatest catalysts for human capital and social mobility, especially when it comes to women's empowerment. By bridging the gap between rural life and the formal economy, it's provided financial independence, improved household welfare, and massively reduced poverty. It's literally functioned as a primary vehicle, lifting millions into the middle class, which creates the highly motivated, skilled workforce that is absolutely essential for what comes next.
Okay, so let's dive into Pillar 1, technological innovation. This is a huge part of their 2035 vision. And we aren't just talking about slightly faster sewing machines here. No way! This is a total top-to-bottom transformation that starts with the very threads we wear.
For a really long time, the region was known almost exclusively as a cotton powerhouse. But those days, they're fading fast. Forward-looking manufacturers are aggressively capturing opportunities in man-made fibers, or MMF. We are talking about a massive strategic shift toward polyester, nylon, and advanced technical blends.
So why does this matter to you and me? Well, because global consumer preferences are completely changing. By moving their investment deep into the value chain, going all the way from polymer creation to the final fabric, they are perfectly positioned to meet the rising global demand for performance-driven apparel. Think about the explosive growth in sportswear, activewear, and functional garments. This pivot absolutely ensures they remain the go-to partner for the world's most innovative brands.
And here's the thing. To produce these complex technical textiles, you need a level of precision that traditional manual methods just can't match. Because of this, the factory floor has taken a massive digital leap straight into Industry 4.0. High-tech ecosystems are totally replacing low labor costs as the ultimate competitive advantage. We're talking about AI predicting machine breakdowns before they even happen, precision laser cutting, and real-time IoT monitors tracking production and energy usage simultaneously. It is wild.
Let's look at how this builds step by step on a modern production line. Step 1 is 3D prototyping. This slashes time to market and completely eliminates physical material waste during the design phase. Then, Step 2, it moves to robotic laser cutting, which enhances efficiency and hyper-accuracy for massive production runs. And finally, Step 3, AI analytics seamlessly step in to optimize the entire supply chain. It's just a completely interconnected, smart manufacturing loop.
The crucial takeaway here is that this level of technological maturity signals a profound shift. This sector? It's no longer just a sprawling workshop of manual labor. It has evolved into an undeniable global center for advanced manufacturing excellence, fully capable of executing incredibly complex engineering feats.
But if technology is the sword for this 2035 vision, strategic trade policy absolutely has to be the shield protecting this $45 billion engine. You can have the best factories in the world, but if the global trade framework doesn't support them, the whole vision falls apart. Which brings us to Pillar 2, strategic policy shifts. To truly understand the stakes here, we have to talk about a massive upcoming milestone, the country's scheduled graduation from Least Developed Country, or LDC status. Now, on one hand, This is a phenomenal economic achievement that should absolutely be celebrated. But on the other hand, it unfortunately brings the loss of historical trade preferences that have helped subsidize their export dominance for decades. But despite this massive hurdle, the industry is definitely not scaling back its ambitions. Under their optimistic scenario for 2035, they are charting a definitive course to become a top 3 global knitwear exporter. That's a huge goal, and they aim to achieve it fueled by consistent double-digit export growth. But getting there without their historical safety net, that requires pulling off some brilliant strategic maneuvers today.
To pull this off, analysts know they must rely on 3 key enablers to navigate the future. First, negotiating brand new free trade agreements to replace those old benefits. Second, stabilizing policy consistency to attract foreign R&D investment. And third, critically, securing GSP Plus benefits to maintain their access to vital European markets.
And there's a really fascinating irony when it comes to those GSP Plus benefits. They aren't just handed out, right? They require a nation to prove rigorous sustainability and strict labor compliance. It essentially forces the industry to maintain extreme competitiveness in heavily regulated markets like Europe. So the strict policy itself is actually acting as a massive accelerant for positive, sustainable change on the factory floor. It's turning a regulatory hurdle into a massive strategic advantage.
This strategic policy shift completely flips that outdated fast fashion stigma on its head. While critics might still point to the old reputation, you might actually be surprised to learn that the country currently boasts one of the highest numbers of green garment factories on Earth. They are transitioning aggressively into a global sustainable manufacturing hub.
And this isn't just some clever PR or branding exercise. It's deep, systemic change. They are actively mitigating their carbon footprint and setting new global benchmarks by moving toward a closed-loop system. We're talking about real integration of renewable energy, pioneering circular textiles, where waste is basically engineered out, utilizing recycled fibers at scale, and enforcing strict water stewardship to protect local ecosystems.
The industry's leadership isn't looking at this loss of old trade benefits as a defeat at all. Instead, their mandate is to, and I love this quote, transform challenges into opportunities and shape Bangladesh as the most sustainable, innovative, and competitive knitwear manufacturing hub in the world. They're literally treating this graduation as a clear mandate to innovate. Now, this roadmap to 2035 is by no means guaranteed. It's a path that has to be forged through relentless adaptation. We're looking at a journey from a volume-driven, basic cotton past through today's massive tech leaps and complex trade negotiations, aiming squarely at a future as a top 3 sustainable, high-tech hub. Their ability to continue upskilling their workforce, negotiate smart international trade policies, and fully embrace circularity will really determine if they lead the next decade of global fashion. Because, as they recognize in their own strategic vision, the future belongs to those who innovate, adapt, and act today to secure the markets of tomorrow. So, the next time you put on your favorite shirt or lace up your activewear, I want to leave you with this final thought. As consumers driving this $45 billion engine, are we ready to support a fashion industry where true value is defined by brilliant technological innovation and rigorous sustainability, rather than just the absolute cheapest price on the tag?